Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I wish to acknowledge the honourable member for the question. Again, I've given on numerous occasions the assurance by the Commissioner of Police and his senior management on their commitment to continue the improvement in the services, not only in their service delivery, but of course on governance issues as well, management and even leadership. And we acknowledge all the issues raised either through the audit reports and of course the appearance before the committees of Parliament as well, and of course this again helps the Commissioner in addressing the issues and of course continuing to improve the work of the Fiji Police Force. Mr. Speaker, sir, in managing the Revolving Trust Fund, the Fiji Police Force, in line with the accounting regulations and processes, issue accountable advance to members of the force for the purpose of official travel from the revolving fund. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Assistant Commissioner of Police responsible for administration, or the Chief Administration Officer, is directly responsible to the Commissioner of Police on this. And they have very recently, Mr. Speaker, sir, appointed an officer within the accounting unit, Mr. Speaker, sir, as a monitoring and evaluation official to monitor this fund, specifically the revolving trust account. And he or she, it's actually a she, Mr. Speaker, sir, is responsible to the Chief Accountant, who is also answerable to the Assistant Commissioner of Police, Chief Administration. The process that they have in place, Mr. Speaker, sir, is if an officer has an outstanding advance, he or she will not be issued with a new advance unless endorsed by the Commissioner or the Deputy Commissioner in his absence. That's one. And where an advance has not been acquitted within 7 days of travel, the force accountant shall effect full recovery of advance through a salary deduction from the concerned officer's salary within 6 fortnights. And this has really worked well. Because most of those concerned do not want this compulsory deduction from their pay, and as a result, they respond immediately once the deduction takes place. Also, Mr. Speaker, sir, a traveling officer shall retire the travel advance within 7 days of completing travel by submission of all acquittal reports with the supporting documents. And as I've stated, Mr. Speaker, sir, this has seen improvement in addressing this issue. May I also say, Mr. Speaker, sir, that not only that, in trying to improve governance and management issues within the Fiji Police Force, as part of its reform. Few of the changes that are also happening with the Fiji Police Force, Mr. Speaker, sir, in this particular regard is again looking at their processes and systems, even some of the policy documents that they have, ensuring that it's aligned to the regulations, financial instructions, and of course even on some of their legal documents. I've talked about the organization structure. They are creating posts to address some of the specific needs, ensuring that it brings effectiveness and, of course, efficiency as well in the day-to-day operations of these functional units, Mr. Speaker, sir. Capacity development, that's also an area that the Fiji Police Force takes very seriously. And most recently as well, Mr. Speaker, sir, you would know that this is also an issue in the RFMF. They are beginning to replace uniformed personnel by what we call civilians who have the right expertise. So in that way, we have the right person to do the job. And at the same time, we are freeing up uniformed officers so that they can do the normal policing work. I think most of the ministries are also going along the same line. So we have uniformed personnel being replaced by civilians in that regard, Mr. Speaker. And just lastly, again, continuing to review their processes and systems, and particularly with the use of technology as well, particularly computerized systems, and it helps them a lot in improving and, of course, bringing efficiency in the system. Those are some of the work undertaken by the Fiji Police Force in order to address this issue, Mr. Speaker, sir.